What's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac from Brothers on Tennis. We got Bryce behind the camera, and look who we've got with us today. We have got the man, Seal.
Hi Isaac, how you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. It's great to see all these kids up here playing tennis today.
Exactly.
There's a lot of talent out there.
There is a lot of talent,
Yeah.
and it's something that we absolutely love to give visibility to is the young folks and how they are coming up. And thank you for opening up your residence in order for them to come and,
well, that's
and
what
take
it's
part.
for.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So it's an honor.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Good. Well, so we would like to just know, you have been a part of tennis. We've seen you at a lot of different tournaments. Give us some of your history around the game. Did you start playing? Did you play when you were
No,
coming
unfortunately, we didn't have facilities to play when I was growing up. But my dad was a big lover of tennis, so we used to watch Borg and McEnroe back in the day, growing up in London. But unfortunately, it just wasn't a sport that was available to us. Otherwise, who knows? I could have been a tennis player. But I always loved the game, and I started taking lessons about 2.5 years ago, and realized that there's a lot more to it.
Yes.
A lot more to it than just being physical and running around and hitting the ball. It's I like to say that tennis is an allegory for life. There were so many lessons one can learn about life and one's own personal journey just through tennis, which is why I think it's the most beautiful game in the world. I really do think it's a very unique and a very special game. It's probably the most counterintuitive thing that I've ever done. So all the tools that I've used to get me through life, none of them work with tennis. It teaches you trust and surrender.
Absolutely. That's really powerful, especially I also took the game up a little bit later in life as well. So I agree with you wholeheartedly that it just brings a whole newfound, there's just a different thing that you have to think about as you're playing this game. Were you into tennis before you actually started playing? Were you actually going to any events, or did
I used to go to a lot of events, and I used to, and I love, and anytime I was asked to kind of take part, I'd hack around, but mainly embarrassing myself, but I that's not really playing tennis. Tennis it requires a commitment, which is why it's so exciting to see what you're doing with these kids at such an early age. It really is amazing to see how the things that I struggle to learn, they can soak it up and do it naturally from a really early age. So I encourage anyone who's got a kid or any kid watching, if they feel like tennis, if they're curious about it, don't think, just go play it. Just go out and hit, because you'll find that there's this whole wealth of life lessons to be learned in tennis. It's such a beautiful game.
Absolutely. And just to let the viewers know, the Pete Brown Jr. tennis program, we've brought some kids up to Seal's residence in order to play. So they are outside right now. We've got 6 of them, and they are incredible players.
Yeah, they're really talented. I was really impressed.
Yes.
Really impressed,
Absolutely.
And it makes me think, God, I wish I'd had that when I was their age. So my kids, they have they have these facilities available to them, and they just don't want to play. It breaks my heart,
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, though.
Maybe they need to be a bit more hungry. Who knows?
In time, it's kind of like tennis is one of those things. Some people naturally gravitate to it. Others, it takes a little bit of time. Your journey is now beginning, so hopefully theirs will as well.
Yeah, but my journey is now beginning, because those, the facilities to play tennis weren't available to me. I mean, we were so poor we couldn't even pay attention, much less pay the light bill. When I was a kid, we have hoods in England too, so we grew up with very, very, very modest means, and we just didn't have the ability to play.
Yeah.
It wasn't an option. Otherwise, I love the game so much. I probably would have played if I was certainly taking lessons.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the reasons why I just one can't overstate the importance of what players like Venus and Serena have done for the sport, because they've just encouraged, especially young, ethnic kids, black and brown kids, inner city kids who maybe saw tennis as a sport that wasn't available to them. They've broken down so many barriers and stigmas and shown people that tennis is for everyone. If you are so inclined, you can play. There's this girl who I love, Ons Jabeur. Ons.
Jabeur,
I
yes.
love what she's doing.
Yes.
She's like, I idolize that young lady. What she's doing for young women all over, particularly in North Africa. What she's doing for young girls, inspiring them to play tennis that they can express through this wonderful game. And she's kind of picking up where Venus and Serena have kind of left off.
Yes.
I think in many ways, and then also Iga, what she's doing in terms of letting people know that if anyone is going through mental illness or mental stress, that tennis is a great way of releasing and channeling that kind of that energy. So yeah, I think tennis right now is in a really good place. I think it's the best it's been for a while, and that makes me really happy because I love the game so much.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly, everything that you said. With you now playing the game, talk to us about what are some of the things that you feel are coming to you more naturally versus those things that you really have to work at in your game.
Well, trust, learning to trust and to to relinquish control, and also just understanding that just like life, or just like tennis, there is a rhythm to tennis. It's about finding a rhythm, and the more one can find that rhythm, the easier the game becomes, and that's pretty much like life. Life has a rhythm. Like when you're in rhythm, when you're in sync, then you tend to kind of navigate through life a little more effortlessly, and so all of these things can be found in tennis.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, of course, we can't allow you to go without talking music. So you, of course, are known globally for your music.
Right.
Anything that you've got coming up, 2022?
Yeah, there's a world tour coming up, which celebrates the 30th anniversary of my first 2 albums, and so I'm prepping for that. Also, there'll be new music coming up of the back of that. A lot of good things happening. I'm very excited about the new music because it's all original music, so it's not they're not covers or anything like that. But I think also a lot of people will want to hear those old songs as well. So I'm doing this tour in 2023 with my producer, which is going to be super exciting because he is like the other half of what people know as the Seal sound. So people will get to experience, or re-experience something that kind of meant something to them in their life at some point.
Excellent. That is awesome to hear. We love hearing that you are pushing more music out there for
Yeah, me too.
Anything you want to leave our listeners off with?
Well, other than, hey, it's a beautiful game that it has a whole wealth of benefits. So if you can play, just get out there and play. If you have kids that you feel would benefit from tennis, do not hesitate. Find someone, find a coach, because ultimately tennis is the catalyst. It's not really about tennis. It's about all the wealth of life lessons that we can learn through tennis. It just happens to be in the form of this beautiful game. So get out there and do it.
Love that. Once again, folks, this is Seal, Isaac, Bryce, Brothers on Tennis. Take care.